Good evening, everybody. Welcome to today's training. My name is actually Gospel Ejafebi, and to the glory of God, I'm a Forex trader. I'm a life coach, and I conduct trainings like this online. So, what's the aim for this program? The main aim is for us to have a good idea of Forex so that we can trade on our own. And if you look at it very well, we have so many things going on in the financial markets. Now, this training is going to go for 5 good days. The first one we'll be talking about is introduction to Forex trading. Then, after that, we'll look into exchange rates. From exchange rates, we'll go into fundamental analysis. From fundamental analysis, we'll go into technical analysis. Then from technical analysis, we'll talk about sentimental analysis. We'll do that today. Now, for day 2, which is for tomorrow, which you shouldn't miss. Day 2, which is for tomorrow, which you shouldn't miss. We'll talk about pips, lots, leverage, brokers, platforms, and charting softwares, types of traders. We'll talk about technical analysis. Then for day 3, we're doing 2 things that particular day, which is on Wednesday. We'll talk about MetaTrader 4 and 5. We dive into Android and desktop version. And with that same day, before the class, I will send screen recorders on how to set up MetaTrader 4, how to pick trades. Are you with me? We'll also look into partial closing, trade stopping, and swing trading. These are the things we'll be doing for day 3. Day 4, that day we'll purely have practicals. I'll be talking about the theoretical aspect of support and resistance. We'll dive into practical analysis on support and resistance using trading view. That particular day, now the advantage about this is that particular day, if you are consistent to pick trades, that's exactly what we'll be doing that particular day. Are you with me? Now, for the last day, we'll dive into, we'll go into the use of my FX book, investing.com Forex Factory. So let's start. Day 1, introduction to Forex is simply known as foreign exchange, and is the largest financial market where currencies are bought, sold, and exchanged for one another. Unlike stock markets, it has no centralized exchange, and transactions are performed over the counter. That is, participants trade with one another through a worldwide network of banks, brokers, and other financial institutions. It is one of the mostly active traded markets in the world, with an average daily volume of $5 trillion. As a global market, Forex is open 24/5. I mean, it is open from Mondays to Fridays, and the major financial centers are based across every time zones: London, New York, Tokyo, Zurich, Frankfurt, Hong Kong, Singapore, Paris, and Sydney. Now, there are several specific times Forex can be traded. We can look into Forex like the Asia section. We can also look into what? The European and the American what? Section. These are the sections we can check out in Forex. Now, people have asked me daily, especially those that called me, and they asked, what exactly do we do in the Forex market? What exactly do we do in the Forex market? In the Forex market, we buy and we sell. Are you with me? In the Forex market, we buy and we sell. When we buy in the Forex market, it means that we are going to buy currency pairs. People always ask me, what exactly are we buying? You are only buying currency pairs in the Forex market, and you also sell currency pairs in the Forex market. That animal, which is an indication of bull, is a sign that you buy in the Forex market, and that other animal, which is a bear, is an indication that what you sell in the Forex market. Now, in the next phase of my class, who trades Forex? The central banks, the commercial banks, and investment banks, they trade Forex. the investment manager and hedge funds, and the multinational corporations, and individual investors. These people are the major body that trade Forex. How you think? All these people, they trade Forex. Who are the subordinate banks? The subordinate banks are the Echo Bank, Keystone Bank, Polaris, Guarantee Trust Bank, Zenith Bank, so on and so forth. All these bodies you see, they trade Forex. How you think? All these bodies you see, they trade Forex. Now, another body that trades Forex are the multinational corporations. You see some bodies, they will tell you that come and trade Forex for me, and you will get a certain percentage. Are you with me? I know so many bodies like that. Are you with me? Like I also trade Forex for people, and I have a signal group at which people pay for, and they get signals. But what we are here for is actually to give you this training so that you have a good idea of what Forex trading is all about. Now, I prepared a flowchart, and this flowchart is of 4 sections. Look at the center of this place, the central banks. The central bank are the European Central Bank, Bank of America, Bank of Japan, Central Bank of Nigeria. All these bodies, they trade Forex. The major banks you see, they are the subordinate banks, like the Zenith Bank, Keystone Bank, so on and so forth. All these people, they trade Forex. Now, the market makers are the brokers. Are you with me? Now, the retail traders are you and I, who we know that probably how much are we even putting in the Forex market? Maybe the amount you are putting in the Forex market is not so large. So the brokers will tell us that, Mr. Benga, don't worry, you bring your money into the Forex market. We will give you a platform called MetaTrader 4. On that MetaTrader 4, we can help you. You will be able to trade Forex with that platform. On that same MetaTrader 4, you buy currency pairs. Are you with me? So don't worry, day 3, I'll show you everything on MetaTrader 4. Now, let's go into currency. Now, normally, every country spends a fiat. A fiat is simply a note of a currency. For instance, for Naira, we spend, for Nigerians, we spend what they call it, Naira. And for America, spend USD. Japan, they spend yen. Thank you. China, they spend yuan. So all these bodies, they are currencies that you can buy and sell. If you look at my screen, you see something like base currency and quote currency. You see something like base currency and quote currency. Now, the first listed currency of a currency pair is called the base currency. And the second currency is called the quote currency. Now, currency pairs compare the value of one currency to another. I repeat, currency pair compares value of one currency to another. What am I trying to say? Look at my screen very well. You see that you have Euro USD. Euro is the base currency. USD is the quote currency. In other words, the first currency in a currency pair is called the base currency. The second currency in a currency pair is called the quote currency. Are you with me? Now, look at the other one. The other one is GBP AUD. The other one is what? GBP AUD. The first currency of GBP AUD of that currency pair is called GBP, which is the base currency. And the second currency is called the quote currency. Look at the third one, XAU USD. For those that did chemistry in school, I'm not intimidating here, please. I'm just saying what I know. There is something called, in chemistry, gold. The symbol of gold is AU. Are you think? In chemistry, the symbol of gold is AU. And if the symbol of gold is AU, now for silver, the symbol of silver is AG. Are you think? The symbol for silver is what? AG. That is why how we have gold and silver. There are so many of them. Polonium, we have Protaxinium, many of them. I think on MetaTrader 5, you have 5 metals that you can trade in the forex market. Are you with me? For MetaTrader 4, you have just 3 you can trade there. Are you with me? Let's proceed. The next thing I would like to talk about is exchange rates. Exchange rate is the rate at which one currency will be exchanged for another. It is also regarded as the value of one country's currency in relation to another. Well, we believe that one currency will rise against another currency we buy, and we sell when we sell the weak currency. Now, what am I saying here in essence? Exchange rate is more or less like we have 2 pairs. And of course, I told you that currency pair is a combination of 2 currencies. If you look at my screen, you see that Euro GBP, the exchange rate is 0.90. Now let's go to my screen. Let me show you something. Let's go to my screen. Let me show you something. Look at my screen. Let's say I have Euro USD. Euro USD is a very good example of a currency pair. Please, I'm assuming. Let's say Euro to Naira is 400. Like I said, I'm assuming. Let's say USD to Naira is 300. Of course, it's not true. I'm just assuming. Zeros cancel zeros. Now, 4 divided by 3, it means that this exchange rate is 1.333. It means that this exchange rate is 1.33. Now, let's say, for instance, Mr. Who is in the house? Let me use someone as an example here. Let's say Mr. Jeremiah comes to me and says that Mr. Godspower, exchange Euro to Naira. Euro has increased in the market. Let's say probably Euro increased from 400 to 500. I want to say something very quickly, please. This example I'm giving, I am only capitalizing on the base currencies. Normally, in the forex market, if Euro is increasing, USD is supposed to be reducing. That's why if you look at the symbol of those 2 animals, one is an indication that in the forex market, one is buying, while the other one is what? The other one is selling. Are you with me? So now, Euro USD, Euro, let's say Euro is increasing, it's increased by 100, that's 500. So that's 500 divided by 300. Zeros cancel zeros. 5 divided by 3 is what? 1.666. Now, if we have 1.666, then what's the next thing you do? The next thing you do, now let's say Mr. Victor sent a message to me that Mr. Godspower, Euro has dropped in the forex market. And I said, wow, Euro has dropped to what? Let's say Euro has dropped to 200. Let's say Euro dropped to 200 here. Hello, class. Now, if Euro is dropping to 200, what do you think will be happening to USD? USD will be rising. In the forex market, you can never see that the 2 of them are in line. What do I mean by in line? That you see that 2 of them are increasing up or 2 of them are reducing down. It's not possible. So that's 200 to 300. Zeros cancels zeros. So 200 divided by 3. That's what? Oh, what's 2 divided by 3 again? That should give you 0.6667. If you check trading view, you see that the values are always rising up. Let me see if I can open trading view for you. If you check trading view, you see that the values are increasing up. So that's an indication that Euro increase in the market. That means USD should drop. Probably when Euro increase from 400 to 500, That 300 was dropping to something like 250. Now, when euro now reduced from 400 to 200, probably that 300 was rising to 450. You can see. So that is that in the forex market. That is that in the what? In the forex market. While we wait for trading view, let's continue. The next one is fundamental analysis. Hello class. There are actually three types of analysis. There is fundamental analysis, and there is technical analysis, and there is sentimental analysis. Fundamental analysis is a way of looking at the forex market by analyzing economic, social, and political forces that may affect currency pairs. Now, in 2020, even up to now, coronavirus is still affecting markets. Coronavirus came into existence, and America, you agree with me that America was highly affected that period. Is it only America? Other countries were highly affected. Now, because all these countries were affected, it affected the market economically. You know, normally, what Forex deals is, or what Forex is actually looking into is the number of investors that come into a country to invest in their country. What am I trying to say? Let's say, for instance, I go to Japan. I want to buy spare parts. So I take my naira to Japan because I know in Japan what they spend here is yen. I know that in Japan what they spend here is yen. What will happen? I will take my 2 billion naira and convert to that place. Automatically, it will affect the financial market. Are you with me? It will definitely affect what? The financial market. For political forces, these are forces that occur based on probably elections that occur. Now, if you remember very carefully, in 2021, Joe Biden and Trump, they came in for an election. That's Joe Biden and Trump. When they came in for an election, if you take notes then, the market was serious spiking up and down. Now, for those people that didn't know about the forex market, they lost a lot of money. But to the glory of God, if you know how to use your strategies right, I can assure you that you profit in the market. I profited greatly that period. I'll never forget. I profited greatly in that market because why? I'm using my strategy, and my strategy works for me. Are you okay? The next one, I think this thing is out. Hello, just me. Let me go to trading view. The next one is technical analysis. Technical analysis is a way of using tools such as Fibonacci retracements. You have horizontal lines, then you have moving average, Bollinger Bands. All these things I will teach them later if you are only consistent with this training. Technical analysis is somebody who doesn't really look at the fundamental news. He uses lines tools to predict the movement in the market. For instance, I have a signal group, like I once told you. And in that signal group, some people actually make payment for that group. Now, what I do is, to be very, very candid, for once, I have never used fundamental analysis in my signal group. What I actually do is, I use technical analysis. I predict my trades. Then I dump it in the platform. And everybody picks the signal. And they make their profit by the grace of God. Are you with me? So that's who a technical analyst is. The technical analyst sits down, does his mathematics. If this swings up, should I go for a buy? If this thing swings down, should I go for a sell? And a technical analyst must know the tool that works exactly for him. Are you with me? A technical analyst must know the tool that works exactly for him. The last one for the day is fundamental analysis. Fundamental analysis is the process of identifying the positioning of traders, whether net long or net short. What am I saying? For instance, there are some people, they believe in some people's analysis. And when you go to the chart, they will now see that the person, let's say for instance, the person's analysis is actually on a great bearish situation. What do you think they do? Bullish situation. What do you think they do? They enter the market as a buy. Are you with me? Look at this, Euro GPP. Some people will come here, they will say, ah, Euro GPP is actually on the sell. What do I do? Let me enter the market as a sell. Sometimes this kind of analysis can be mixed. When an analysis is mixed, it means that probably you can't predict if it is a buy, and you can also not predict if it is a what? It's a sell. Are you with me? So these are fundamental analysis. These are sentimental analysis. So this still works with so the type of normally I don't usually like to talk about sentimental analysis. I just decided to bring this thing into my training since the beginning of this year. I have classes I've trained this year. This is the second class I'm training for the year. Are you with me? Like I said, if you are consistent for this in this training, you definitely enjoy this program. Please, I want to say something. Forex is not a get rich quickly business. What's about me? I like to be very, very realistic here. Now, what am I trying to say? If you don't have a good idea of Forex, I can assure you, you will lose all your money. Another reason why I'm sure you have friends that say, well, Forex is a big. I know people that told me to my face, oh, Mr. Bosco, I forget it, Jared. We know there was a lady. That lady, she's in Abuja. I was giving a training like this, and I told her everything. See, Mr. Bosco, I forget all these Forex, this thing, they are all scammer. I thought, madam, why are you talking like this? Guess what? When she finished the training, this woman shared her testimony. I know of two persons that after the training, when they told their husbands, the husband said, sorry, I'm not interested. But they went ahead, and I told them that if you truly surprise this man, he will come for this training. And they eventually did. What am I trying to say? In this business, don't expect that. You see those things you see on YouTube, $5 to make $100. Hey, if you too, can't you see how risky it is? You want to use 2,500 naira in a day to make 51,500. My God. My God. Even me, I don't make money like that. Now, the way I make money is slow and steady. Because there's a saying, my mentor always tell me, slow and steady wins the race. Are you with me? My mentor always say that to me, slow and steady wins the race. So, if somebody is telling you that you can use $20 to make $100 in a day, hello, I'm not saying it's not possible. Very possible. But guess what? When you finally jump to your expectations, probably you have made $1,000 with that greed. That same greed will put that money down to $0. Go and try it. Go and try it. But when you see a trader who has $200 and that trader is making $10 in a day, is making $20 in a day, go and ask that trader. That trader's account will never burn. If you are consistent with this training, I will teach you how not to burn your account. People say, Forex is nothing. Even Bitcoin is more risky compared to Forex. Because if Bitcoin should go down, I also do Bitcoin and I train people on Bitcoin. I train people on 4 core things. I train people on Forex, Bitcoin, e-commerce, and digital marketing. That's my job online. I train people online. That's what I do. Now, Bitcoin, the volatility rate in Bitcoin is very high. But in Forex, you can still manipulate. You can still cash out. Are you with me? So it all depends on you. Please, I would see if I, as a coach, I tell you that in this business, you can come into this business and make money sharp and fly out. My brothers, my sisters, maybe probably I'm deceiving you. I did not make my own money like that. Until now, I still don't make my own money like that. Are you with me? Thank you very much. God bless you. And I appreciate you for coming despite the busy day and despite how stressful the day has been. You have to find time to come for this training. Thank you. Please, one more time, I want to tell you something. I have a YouTube channel. Please, I beg you, do me a favor. Do yourself a favor by subscribing to that channel. Why? If you subscribe on that channel, click on the notification bell and also click on the like button. Please, you can also share to your friends. Invite your friends. If you know you have friends to come and enjoy this training from now to Friday, why don't you tell me? I might send the link to you. Are you with me? Invite them so that they'll benefit from this. Please subscribe to that channel and please watch the video. I will definitely drop the video tonight, probably before 10 and the PDF for you. In fact, right now I'm dropping it on my YouTube channel and I'll drop it. Thank you very much. Tomorrow is another day. See you tomorrow. Please, do you have any question before we go? Do you have any question before we go? Mr. Jeremiah, Mr. iPhone, Mr. Okis, Mr. Victor, everybody, do you have any question before we go? Oh, I said I'll show you something on TradingView. Let's come here. Do you have any question while I'm showing you something on TradingView? This is my TradingView account. You can see G there. Now, if I come here and click on charts, you know, as a life coach, when you are teaching people, you should show people practicals. That's when people will believe that truly you know what you are doing. If you have any question, please ask. If you don't want to speak out, you can drop a message. This is it. This is it, class. Let me delete this strategy so that I don't get confused. This is it. That's Bollinger Bands. I'll teach you that if you are consistent. This is it. Now, when you see blue candles going up, these are candles. Candles are very good example of candles we use when we are so small. When you see blue candles going up, is an indication that you should buy. When you see red candles coming down, is an indication that you should what? You should sell. So that's exactly what it means. You got it. So thank you very, very much. Good night and bye for now. Since you don't have any question. Bye. Okay.